Hi, I know it's been quite a little time since I first posted the last video, and I had some medical issues and I had to take a break from this. But anyway, I am back right now and I wanted to show you one recipe of how to make low carb pizza crust, essentially, but the whole pizza, how to reduce the number of carbs so you can eat more guiltless. Now, there's a lot of recipes out there that use plain cream cheese and egg. I find that too much omelet-like. So I do have some recipes that don't involve any cream cheese, but on this one I will actually put a little bit, because what happens usually, the low-carb flours are the ones that are gluten-free. And any gluten-free flour will have problems with binding. Because of that, I will use 3 ingredients in this that will kind of help with enhancing the whole binding thing, so we can have a dough that would be more similar to the real regular pizza dough. So what I have here initially, it's like a tablespoon and a half of butter and half a pack of cream cheese. What I'm going to do, I'm going to add an egg whole, and as I said, I softened the cream cheese and the butter in the microwave a little bit. Now, when it comes to the low-carb flours, you have quite a bit of selection out on the market, and it mainly depends on your budget, to be very honest. As easiest obtainable low-carb flours that you can find in the regular grocery stores and most Walmarts. Even to be very honest, the Walmart neighborhood market has more of these flours than the regular super Walmart. You will have, first of all, and the best one is the almond flour. Only that the almond flour is the most expensive of all. It would go anywhere from $9 to even up to $14 per pound. Almond flour, almond meal, it has almost 0 net carbs. Your next choice will be the coconut flour, that also has almost no net carbs. Of course, it does have carbs, but it also has a very high amount of fiber. And then the third choice would be the soy flour, which you can find from anywhere from $2 to $5 a pound. The soy flour, though, has a little bit higher carbs. It's got like 6 grams of net carbs per serving. As a general rule, the serving for all of these low-carb, gluten-free flours is 1/4 cup, and that would mean 4 tablespoons. So what I'm going to do here is, so I have 1 egg, about 1.5 tablespoons of melted butter, and about half a pack of cream cheese softened in the microwave. I am going to add the almond flour, and I'm going to add first 1/4 cup. Why I am adding also soy flour, even if it is higher in carbs, is because the consistency, it's a very fine flour, and the consistency is more like the regular flour. But what I will be doing, I will be adding just 2 tablespoons, and that makes 1/8 cup, or 1/4 cup. And I keep mixing here because I want all that soy flour and almond flour to be well mixed. And I will put another cup of almond flour. 3, 4. So another quarter of a cup. So I have half a cup of almond flour. That will make about maybe 2 net carbs, and half a serving of soy flour. That makes like 3 net carbs. I will post at the very end the net carb calculation. So as you can see, it's kind of creamy. Obviously, I will need more flour. If you do not want to have these issues, the best thing is to use one of the Dixie mixes. You can find them on nutrition.com. I will post the link in the description of the video here, and it's also posted on my blog. But anyway, this is how it will look. Now what I want to do, you see, it doesn't really look like a real dough. If you will use any of the Dixie USA carb counters, it will look like a dough. What I want to do, I'm actually going to use one of my cookie sheets, because my pizza pan is one of those that have little holes in it, and this will definitely start dripping through the holes in the oven. So I'm going to use a cookie sheet. My oven is already at 375 degrees. You will see the soy flour has a mildly sourish taste. You can say that it's a little bit similar to the sourdough, and I like that extra flavor it gives. So now we are going to shape our pizza crust like we would do frosting on a cake. We want it to be about, I don't know, anywhere between 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch. Of course, this will not be a big pizza. If you want a big pizza, you can just multiply the quantities. Just make sure that it is nicely spread out, nice and round. And we will first bake the crust, and we will bake it almost to full baking, because we don't want it to get too dry. So it goes in the oven, 375 degrees. That's for about 5 minutes. And in these 5 minutes, I will show you what to do to reduce the carbs on the toppings, because as a general idea, all that marinara sauce and using tomatoes, that can raise your carb count quite a bit. So what I prefer to do, I prefer to get one of the pesto rosso. This is a pesto that is sun-dried tomato based. I buy mine at Aldi's, and that was the cookie sheet, don't worry. The serving size is 2 tablespoons, and the total carb is 2 grams, dietary fiber 1 gram, so it only has 1 gram of net carbs. And you can also use roasted pepper appetizer spread. I get this one at Big Lots, and the serving size is also 2 tablespoons. Total carbs 3 grams, dietary fiber 1 gram, so again 2 grams of net carbs. And I have also some homemade pesto, but you can find a lot of pesto. Just look at the label. Pesto should not have any carbs, because all it goes in it is basil, maybe some other herbs, olive oil, and Parmesan, maybe some pine nuts, but there should be barely traces of any carbs. So if you go this way, you will reduce the number of carbs tremendously. As I said, I will post the carbs at the end. So now we are going to wait for that pizza crust to bake close to being completely baked. So I'm going to stop the video right now and restart it. Okay, so the crust is baked about 3/4 of the way. It can take between 5 to 10 minutes depending a lot on the ingredients. Some bake faster, some slower. What you want to do is to take a fork and after about 5 minutes try the very top, and as soon as the top is actually not coming away anymore and is firm, you can pull it out. So what I'm going to do, first I'm going to put a little bit of pesto. Now remember, this is my homemade pesto. It's exceptionally fragrant, so I'm not going to put a lot. The ones that you purchase in the stores are not that fragrant, so you might need a little bit more. But mine, I grow over summer a lot of basil and a lot of kinds of basil, you know, like spice, globe, minette, opal, black, lemon. Actually this year I grew some lemon basil, and that gave the pesto an extra kick. So I got the pesto, then I want the red pesto. I'm going to actually use all of them just for the... And I'm not going to make a very complicated pizza. Of course you can add on it pretty much everything that doesn't have carbs. You can add ham as long as it doesn't have honey or brown sugar. You can add mushrooms. Mushrooms have almost no carbs at all. Bacon, cheese. Of course you will avoid pineapple, but you can add spinach, garlic, chicken. If you have leftover boiled chicken, you can add that. Even a few slices of bell pepper. And I'm going to use this bell pepper thing too. And on this one I'm going to actually use 2 tablespoons. But my pizza will be practically cheese. I'm from Europe, so I like my pizza a little bit simpler, if you want. And yeah, I kind of started drooling. It smells so good that it's hard not to. So I'm going to get some cheese on it. This is just, I am on a pretty low income, so I will just go for the lowest price for the lowest carb. This is just a Mexican style shredded cheese. I make most of my purchases at Aldi's, and Aldi's lately has started to carry a lot of healthy alternatives. So this is how it looks pretty much. I'm going to get it closer to you. So closer to the camera so you can see it. This is how it looks. And now it will go again in the oven for not more than 4 minutes. Because all I need is for the cheese to get all bubbly. So I'll turn the video off again and I'll be back when it's done. Okay, so pizza is done. This is how it looks like. I'm going to get down flip a little bit the top of the laptop. I can assure you it is delicious. So I will put at the end of the video on the credits all the nutrition information. And also in the video description, it will be the nutrition information and the quantities information, so it will be easier for you to make it. And next, I think I'm going to show you how to make some low carb muffins. So see you soon.